Tucson, forever 10/7. End of watch, October 4th, 2021. Rest easy.
Well, good Friday evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Priscilla Casper. A somber day in the city of Tucson as hundreds filled at Eastside Church to honor the life and legacy of DEA Special Agent Michael Garbo, who died in the line of duty on Monday. Agent Garbo was a devoted husband, a proud father, and overall just an incredible federal narcotics agent. His family, friends, and colleagues spending the morning coming together to remember his life and legacy. News 4 Tucson, Sean Mooney has been out at Calvary Chapel all day and joins us now live. Sean, it was a beautiful ceremony this morning.
It really was. It was just an incredible memorial, Priscilla, and it was an emotional roller coaster for those who attended this event. There, of course, it was very sad. There were a lot of tears, but that it was accompanied with even some laughter, lots of symbolism and tradition. And some people stood before a massive crowd here and told people who Mike Garbo was. And with that, I'm going to bring in Eric Fink, who's going to share some of those words that these people had to share with the people that were joined here at this great event.
2,400 seats inside the Calvary Chapel this morning, Sean. Every single one of them was filled. Mike Garbo's family, his law enforcement family, his colleagues, his friends from here in Arizona and across the country, all coming to remember his incredible life and his decades of service. He was the one you wanted on your team.
One of Mike's teammates in Afghanistan told me, we sweated together, we froze together, we lived together, and we worked together. He added, I loved Mike like a brother. If Mike had called me and asked me to walk across the country to change a flat tire, I would have been there.
Garbo's funny side was remembered by a former neighbor who's also part of the law enforcement brotherhood.
At one point, they decided to get a teacup Yorkie, and Mike would literally walk that dog around the neighborhood. And those of you that know Mike are laughing because that is quite the visual.
He leaves behind his wife, Veda. They met in college. And his pride and joy, his daughter, Alexis.
Alexis, your dad always looked forward to taking you on trips everywhere, from Phoenix to San Diego to your concerts. Your dad was so proud of you and bragged every chance he got. Everything he did was for you and your mom. All he wanted to see, you both happy and successful.
And just before 8 a.m. this morning, I met a retired Pima County Sheriff's deputy, 75 years old. He said there was no place he'd rather be than on the corner of Speedway and Harrison, paying his respects as those cars drove by. And Sean, that really says to me that this brotherhood, this just really incredible bond spans generations.
Time and time
spans
again.
Generations.
And we heard over and over again what an incredible law enforcement professional that Mike Garbo was, part of the Counter Narcotics Alliance here in Tucson. And they talk about what a mentor he was, but he was so much more to his teammates. And I'm going to send it now to Lupita Murillo, who's going to tell us a lot more about that. Lupita.
Well, as y'all can imagine, it was very emotional for those who attended the services here at Calvary. Mike Garbo's teammates from CNA talked about their respect and admiration of their colleague. The team gathered and presented a plaque to Mike Garbo's daughter, whom he dearly loved. TPD Sergeant Jesse Chamberlain spoke from the heart.
Our team is broken, and our team is hurting. But as a team, we're going to get through this. And we will honor Mike's sacrifice by returning to the fight. And his legacy will continue through us, because legacy is not leaving something for people, it's leaving something in people.
The services were live streamed, and the officer, the DEA agent who was wounded, remains hospitalized. He was watching. Our thoughts are with him. Sean, back to you.
Yeah, Lupita, so many incredible stories that we witnessed here today. And as I mentioned before, they talk about, and what Lupita just reiterated there, of what a true law enforcement professional that Mike Garbo was. And Milgram, who is the administrator from the DEA, she said he was always first in. He led from the front. But there was so much more to that among his teammates, because he was there for them, and to them he was family. And they said many times, more than one of them said, a part of them died on Monday along with Mike. He is certainly going to be missed terribly. Priscilla, back to you.
I'll take it from here, Sean. Thank you so much. And all those words are very true, what you just said, Sean, regarding, what impact that Mike Garbo made to this community, and not even just here within southern Arizona and with his colleagues, but throughout the country and throughout the day. Social media was definitely sending those condolences and messages of love and hope for the family and also for the colleagues that Mike Garbo also worked with. We want to share some of those messages that were on social media today, and we'll tell you those right now. One of them was Protecting the Blue said, "Rest in peace, Group Supervisor Michael G. Garbo was murdered when he was shot, killed while he was on, and other regional task force members conducted an inspection of an Amtrak train in Tucson, Arizona." Also, Angel Masonet, who is a retired NYPD detective, tweeted, "Rest in peace, Supervisor Mike Garbo, who was shot and killed while conducting a criminal investigation on an Amtrak train. He was a 16-year veteran and previously served with the Nashville PD." Also, Susan from Tucson tweeted out, "Rest in peace, Michael Garbo of the DEA. You will be missed." And lastly, the South Operations Division of the Tucson Police Department said, "We send our prayers and condolences to Special Agent Michael Garbo's family and friends. Operation Division South family will miss seeing you at the station." And it's very apparent that Mike Garbo had a huge impact, and so many people loved him, just not even as a coworker, but as a friend. So you can see, obviously, it was a very special day, but many people are going to miss Mike Garbo, who seems to be a very special person throughout the community. We'll send it back to you, Sean.
All right, thank you, Angelique, and that was certainly the case. People around the world, we heard we had people coming in from other countries to be a part of this, and not everybody could get into the church here to be a part of this memorial, but that didn't stop them from coming here. When we arrived about 8 a.m., there was a couple of people that were standing here. It's off behind me, and they had two flags with them, the ones you see, the American flag that are in blue, supporting law enforcement. They stayed here throughout the entire time, just standing there with their flags. There were other people that came up, now knowing that they weren't going to be able to get into the church, but they wanted to be here anyway. And I know that's very true, and we saw that was very much the case with people getting on social media today. A great platform for something like this, to be able to share some really great memories about a law enforcement officer that really did everything with his life, not only to be a great law enforcement officer, but a great family man. Always talked about his family and his daughter. They had a little ceremony that was out here, as we showed with the salute, but they said the guy from the Pipes and Drum Corps said that no matter what, he was going to never be forgotten, Priscilla.
And Sean, after reading all these comments and hearing those stories today, you definitely feel like you know him now. Thank you so much. Now, that ceremony and procession were both incredibly moving, and what we've shown you so far only begins to scratch the surface. If you would like to watch all of today's honors in full, we have that on our website, KVOA.com.